was much better. And um, oh, do I like the lighting? No, but it's hot, and I don't want. Well, um, shoot. Let's see what I'm gonna do here. Oh. Close this up. Let's see. Light is looking like no. Put the light right there, so directly on me. Um. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Talking about Jeet Kune Do today because I did a speed read through the Tao of Jeet Kune Do. Now, this isn't my first time reading it, but it's been a long time. And I forgot.
Okay.
Big Pharma thinks innovation is a magic word. Wave it at solutions to lower drug prices and watch them disappear. But Big Pharma's innovation
Put this on my computer.
Big Pharma invests more
On the
in marketing
computer.
and research.
So what's up, everyone? This is Ask Me Anything Fridays with your boy Just A Contrarian. I'm going to be like watching stuff in the background on YouTube and commenting on it while I talk to you guys. That's my new format because it fills the void when there's no one like talking or whatever. I mean, or replying in the chat room. So I fill the gap with me just watching and reacting to stuff I'm looking at online, which you can't see, but you can hear.
Mr. Secretary, do not interrupt.
Don't you point your finger at me.
I will point my finger
Don't you be a
at
hypocrite.
you. Just put it in its place, Mr. President.
You should be put in your place.
Yo.
Good morning. We're starting the show off very spicy with that heated exchange. Welcome to Rising on this beautiful Friday. What's up, Erin?
Happy Friday. We are feeling good vibes this
Oh, I
Friday.
can't stand when it's just them two.
As they were in that exchange, Secretary of Homeland Security Mark Wade Mullen firing back at Connecticut Representative Rosa DeLauro.
Don't know if I'm gonna watch this whole thing because I don't like when it's just them two.
About the Trump administration's
To be
child
quite
separation
honest.
policy.
That exchange comes as the Supreme Court ruled Thursday in favor of the Trump administration, saying a controversial immigration policy called metering was constitutional.
Yay.
The policy, which began under the Obama administration but ended several years ago, enables border officials to turn migrants back before they step foot on American soil.
Yeah, that's what they should.
Through which the government can deny migrants the ability to claim asylum. The court split along ideological lines, with the liberal justices dissenting.
So this is really
what's
interesting
up?
because, like you mentioned in the
Yeah, I'm still having
first
problems
one,
not seeing my chat room, so
and this is something
that is why I have to look at it on my desktop so I can see what's going on. That means I'm also have to put on my reading glasses.
Or toe over a line means now you can't seek asylum, even though your goal when you were coming to the U.S. was to try to apply for asylum. And
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. You're just trying to get. No, it wasn't.
Who can stay, who cannot.
You weren't seeking asylum. You just want free.
The MS St.
What's up, PJ
Spidey
Slam?
Trying to escape and trying to find somewhere in Cuba, they rejected them. The U.S. rejected them, and many passengers on the ship actually ended up dying in the Holocaust because they were turned away. And so Sotomayor is saying if we can just put this in context of history, perhaps even under Obama, it wasn't a good thing. We could be turning away people in these life
At least you admit that Obama was doing it before
for asylum.
Trump was.
Well, I think that Sotomayor's blustery dissent that she read from the bench, which is what the justices do when they feel very adamantly about a dissent opinion that they give out, to say that this would have meant
Oh, look
that
like I
really
lost
that
everyone.
this could happen again in the
Oh, well,
Holocaust
don't
and in
care.
those circumstances, it's just a huge over exaggeration. And I think
Crafty Karen says, "Do you like
a poor
tacos?"
counter-argument
Yeah, I do.
for the Supreme Court justice to sit there and argue about whether or not
It's
people
funny.
should
I was
legalize
actually
abortion.
watching,
That is just grandiose
excuse me, an
and
Instagram
to try and
post.
take us back almost 100 years ago.
And I swear this person had to be trolling. The chick said she loved crushed ice tacos, and she literally took like a paint taco shell and put crushed ice on it with circular slices of ice, as if it was like toppings, while the crushed ice was supposed to be like meat. Put it on there and was just eating it. I was like, yeah, she's trolling. There's no way in the world. Selena Benitez, what's up?
If there is a big group of people trying to
Trump taco.
we've seen that. We have seen large
With
caravans of people when they see
Trump
the
taco.
southern border
That
of the
means he
United
backs
States
off.
open, coming through
Look,
South America, coming through
people
South
who
America,
always
coming
talk
all the
about
way up through Mexico,
Trump
these
always
huge
backs
caravans
down.
of
I
individuals
don't want to hear that
who
until
try
they
to claim
confront
asylum
what
at the border of the United States
when
without the actual
not you per
credible
se, but
threats and
I want to
allies
hear what they
and by
said when
claiming asylum,
Obama
they
backed
then
down
use
to
it be
China
released into the US and
over the
abuse
Philippines,
immigration
because
system
since I
more
lived in the
often than it is
Philippines,
an
I
actual
remember
settlement
that
that would
era
allow someone to
where
legally stay. The other loophole
China
that is if you're
was
traveling
trying to
with a child.
claim
We've seen that
uh,
men and
a
gangs
part of the
and
Philippines
criminal
and the
cartels are
shoals
using children to be able to get asylum and claim asylum here in the United States.
in the
So the
Philippine Sea,
abuse
which
of
they
the
claimed
immigration
as
system is
being a part
rampant.
of
If this allows us to continue to enforce
China
immigration laws,
because
then I
of
agree.
their
We need to find
delusions
a way
that
to do this in a
everything
careful
from
consideration,
the
and in a
imperial
way that
dynasty
allows
of
those
China still
who would have
belongs
a
to
legal
China,
claim to asylum
which
to be
means most
able
of
to do
Southeast
that.
Asia
But you have to get to the
and
US to do that,
Japan
and
and
we have the
Taiwan
opportunity
and
to
yada
prevent
yada
people
yada.
who should not be claiming
So
asylum
they were
from trying to
beefing,
be able to claim it by getting in
and
the country,
Obama
and then when you
warned
claim
China
it, you automatically
to
get
back
the legal
off
protections.
the
That's
shoals
a good thing, so that we're
if
not
it
bogging
if
down the system
if
here in
the
the United
international
States
court
in
decided
the immigration process. We
in
can
the
stop them
Philippines'
before they
favor, because
get
they took
here.
it to the
And now that's
international court.
legally permitted
The
across the
international
board.
court
Supreme
decided
Court has ruled on it. I don't see that as a bad thing.
that the Philippines
Well, I think they were arguing that
sovereignty
the
over the
idea that
shoals,
metering helps avoid,
and that
like,
China was
bogging
to
down
take
the
its
immigration system is untrue.
military
Metering really ended up helping
infrastructure
us not have to
off
have as
of
many
the
migrants to
shoals.
review it. That for asylum,
Obama
but the
warned
system
them that
wasn't
he
bogged
would
down.
he
And
would
that's what they say, but
they
it's
that the U.S. would react militarily if they don't. Guess what? They didn't pull their stuff off, and Obama didn't do shit. So I don't hear anyone talking about Trump taco when Obama was a bitch to China,
Catastrophic to the immigration system in the United States. So yes,
and that wasn't the only time he
United
was.
States is bogged down 100%. And so being able to prevent people from further bogging that down.
Is it with crushed ice? What?
That's
Yeah,
a good
crushed
thing,
ice
because look at
tacos.
the
It was
backlog
a,
of cases
like I said, I
right now
think
of
I think the
people
person was
who
doing it
recently
as a
United States,
gag, like they were
legally
just
for asylum,
trolling
for
on
fighting for their
Instagram,
rights
but
to try and stay
it was
here.
hilarious.
And then you have
It
other
didn't make
people
it.
who are trying to abuse
It
them.
also didn't make it good.
well, I think when
It
Sotomayor
the lady was
people like
rotund,
to liken a lot
like
of things to the
you know,
Holocaust because it's an easy
a
comparison,
torta
but when you think
eating
about it,
a crushed
I have a
ice
unique
taco
perspective. I lived
just
in Denver,
writes
one
the
of the
jokes
biggest sanctuary
for
cities.
itself.
I did
So,
several reports for News Nation where I sat not only with the mayor and talked about
Selena
policies
says,
and
I'm
Avid's
new. Is it
perspective on
okay
policies,
if
but
I like the
also
video?
sat with migrants,
Absolutely.
like,
Please
what's
like the
going on
video.
here? They
Please
had a
subscribe.
translator explaining
If you
what
can,
they were trying to tell me
share
about
these
why they would come.
videos.
And if you talk
I do a
about
lot
why
of stuff on
purposes
here,
here,
at least
I
in the
love your
past. I'm
claims
gonna
because I
start doing
understand
stuff,
many of the
more
stories that I
stuff.
received from these
I
migrants
just
was
am
like,
keeping
this
it kind of
is life or
under
death.
wraps
I left so my family
because it
could live.
may
Like the
fundamentally
government
change
is
what I was doing in the past with this stuff. But yeah, I have a whole bunch of stuff on here, like of me traveling, of my wife traveling, of me doing martial arts, of me discussing like pop culture topics, all sorts of stuff. And then it's just me doing these live streams as well, doing the short video clips.
Thousands of white only
But yeah, please like it.
to come here because
I welcome new folks.
people all over in Venezuela are being murdered by their government.
And this is
So
a
that's
special
what I'm trying to say.
circumstances for
So why not make a special service and
it's called temporary protection.
Crafty Karen says, girls know how you get calories. Yeah, she obviously, the crushed ice taco is obviously not how she became a torta. Like, I think she may on video maybe eating a crushed ice taco, but
these
off
continue to be abused,
off camera, she's
and
probably
uses
eating
weapons,
everything else in
even
between.
instead of enforcing the law, which is temporary, they put the word temporary on it. Congress put the word temporary on
Karen
it.
says, I
They
like
did
that
not
Trump is
want this
there.
to
All
be an
corrupted
infinite
parties
opportunity
are,
for people
are
and
exposed
nations
now.
who need a place to come
People will have to organize and
temporarily
build
to
grassroots
stay
parties.
forever. And that abuse of the system continues to this day.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
if you are not allowed to be here, yes, we have allowed
there's a sort of
temporary protected status
populism
to countries
that,
throughout the world,
that
including
came out of
countries of
Trump's
color.
first
And the temporary portion of that is the
candidacy.
important part.
Same as
And
with
it also
Bernie.
means that, yes,
It was a
the
lot
color
of
of those people sometimes
grassroots
can be white as well when we offer them temporary
campaigning.
status. And that's what this
Sure, but the
president
dire
has done.
circumstances
Because
are
people,
similar.
if people don't remember, Trump was not the favorite in the Republican Party at the time. He was considered a populist, just like Bernie was considered a populist to Hillary Clinton. The Republican Party had favored Jeb Bush at the time, George W. Bush's brother, because they wanted to continue that Bush dynasty. However, people in both the Democratic Party and both people in the Republican Party did not want another political dynasty. They didn't want another Clinton in office as president, and they didn't want another Bush in office as president.
Who are struggling and getting killed and dying by a government that was
However, unlike the Democrats, the Republicans did allow Trump to win the primary and then go on to the general election, whereas the Democratic Party worked against Bernie Sanders to make sure he didn't win the primary. And they even said in leaked emails that even if he did win the primary, they still weren't going to let him have the candidacy. Yet this is the party that claims to be the ones that's protecting democracy by undermining it. So yeah.
Venezuela, we argue that governments like Iran are killing citizens. We argue that all
But yeah.
I mean, the president argued that's why he's taking Maduro out.
They are
He's
not
a terrible dictator.
And the first video, the first clip, they already arguing.
Based on their faith, based on their color, based on anything
Lindsay
like
is
that.
a
They are not claiming asylum for anything other than economic opportunity. And that's
shit
not
poor
a
example of a
legal reason
journalist.
to
She's
claim
just a
asylum in the United States. And so that
liberal
alone
propagandist.
means you break the law. And when you break the law,
At least
I've got a big question about whether or not you should be here,
the other
because
woman,
the immigration
she
system
admits
might be
that she's a
broken,
Republican
but breaking the law to
strategist.
get here
So there's no
doesn't
shame in
make
her
sense.
game
Well,
when
that's
she
what I think
in the way she argues. What I find fault with is Lindsay, who claims to be who claims to be a credible journalist. I'm like, no, you are just a liberal pundit.
Justice Alito is looking exactly at the word and saying,
But you're pretending to be unbiased.
Sotomayor is saying, think bigger than that. Use historical examples as a reference. If we said exactly when people on their way over here, would we have if we look back at that historically, would we have offered these people protection or asylum, possibly understanding what the repercussions were by not offering them asylum?
But yeah, it was weird that Selena asked if it's okay if she likes the video if she's new. That's what I would hope, that a new person will like the video. That's what content creators love. Seeing new people come in and like their content.
They can stop you before you get here from being able to do that if you do not have that legal claim. It's a good thing for the country.
Let me get some water, guys.
Trump sounds off on social media after Democratic.
I am parched. It's hot.
The New York primaries. We'll be right back.
With Food Saver, it's easy to save money. Scan now and start saving.
I'm gonna try to crush this whole thing. Pause.
Working while taking care of mom.
I don't think that's a pause, but you gotta say pause anyway.
Home care helps
Pause.
everything fall into place.
So the market has a clock?
So the Realtor.com market clock tracks data like inventory, time on market, buyer demand, so you know what to expect when you buy or sell.
Well, I'm on the clock, so I
How
gotta
old is Reby McIntyre?
People should absolutely rethink what they know about hardware freight tools. It's not the same tool company you knew. My name is Wes Farmland. I'm the Senior Vice President of Quality and Engineering.
England, 1931.
After years of courting, she's finally found the right cousin.
You are a bunch of whiny.
So this is just a dirty mouth version of Downtown Abbey. Or Downton Abbey, whatever you call it.
The communists are finally making their move, warned President Trump in a Truth Social post yesterday. It's easy to be a communist, he continued. All you have to do is say, I'll give you everything, but that means you're taking it away from others that have earned it. Over thousands of years,
He's
that
not wrong.
ideology has not worked once. The game is on. That comes after several Zoran Mondani-backed Democrat socialist candidates in New York City won their Democratic primaries earlier this week. Man, it's like I predicted the future with my socialist monologue last week about how the socialists are the Democrat Party, and I have proven correct.
Mom Donnie has a stronghold in New York. We saw that for sure.
Yep.
I still think there's people that exist in the party that are trying to go a different direction. I think it would be
Yeah, like John Fetterman. They try to kick him out.
Only been the last decade,
And there are
which is
Democrats
most
pushing to try and moderate, but it's not going to happen anymore.
But that's the thing. It's like there are Republicans that are trying to push to moderate and also praise sometimes.
What time is it, guys?
What the
I won't stay on
agenda
for
is
too
when it
long.
came into Trump. Even though I think they're
For about an hour.
different, people
This
that
is
are
like close to
far
my
left
bedtime.
Democratic
It was.
socialists and what
Actually
MAGA
is
standing
my
for or
bedtime.
whatever the president
Yeah,
was
for
telling them
30
standing
minutes.
for. I still think it's
Think
there
about
are
grabbing something
younger,
to eat
more
first.
boisterous versions of the party that don't align with historical versions of the party that we're seeing in both parties. And what I think this means for Mamdani is that the same way that we looked at the president and talked about how he had so much impact and influence over these hardcore primary voters, Mamdani does as well in New York. It's different than if he pushed candidates statewide throughout several states. He did this in New York, and it shows you that New York, likely, even the people that are hardcore Democrats, have an appetite for what he's already accomplished. And I think there's a lot of combing through what people stand for.
Yeah, because a lot of people are economically illiterate.
Very different from what President Trump is trying to convince people is communism. When we talk about what Claire Valdez is saying that she's running for, she wants to protect tenants, something that Mamdani has successfully done. She wants to try to put more investment into the transit system, something that Mamdani is working toward. And so when you say you're pulling money from all these other people, they're trying to...
Guys, never listen to our journalists talk about political economics. Journalists are the most mathematically illiterate people there is. This is why they have such bad takes when it comes to things dealing with business and economics. And it's simply why they go into journalism in the first place, because they don't have to do math to get into that major.
The other national party in this country to try and take this country towards
You can have dyscalculia and still be a journalist. And if you're asking me what dyscalculia is, it's a learning disability for people who can't process mathematics.
He also believes that you keep trying to bring that into this. It does not mean that what Donald Trump is doing is exactly what Zoran Mamdani is doing. And no one, I said this last week, confuses Donald Trump for a socialist or a communist. The man is antithetical to that. And in fact, so is the founding of our country. We believe in individual liberty, individual freedom, our God-given rights, not rights given by the capital and the government, but given to us by our innate creator. And communism and socialism is antithetical to that. They believe that is the government. They believe that is the power that gives you your freedom and can tell you your freedom. And they believe in private property confiscation. That's not freedom and liberty. That's someone from the government telling you you don't own that anymore.
Ruh-roh.
That is what
She's
they're
making
trying to
sense.
do, and it's not just New York, it is the Democrat Party. Graham Plattner, Nazi tattoo extraordinaire in Maine, got that and even put on social media that he was a communist. He got that tattoo to say that it was because America was the bad guy. Al Sayed in Michigan. You have the mayor of Seattle. You have Karen Bass, who was in Cuba with the Castro regime and called him El Jefe. You have Bernie Sanders a decade ago running as an avowed socialist, running on these platforms, and now it has fully taken over the Democrat Party, and that believes that is completely antithetical to the nation. That Democrats right now are running candidates across the country, all across the country. This is not just New York. That fully believe
What's
the
up, Agatha?
government and America are the problem here, and that our nation should be apologized for, and not of the belief that we have.
Are you back in the
so we are
States?
still the greatest nation that's ever existed.
Oh, so I asked another New York
We get
friend,
here in the
Agatha,
United States that
about
we
the chopped
protect
cheese.
every
She
day.
said
have
you're
nowhere
right
else
to
in the world. You can
when
go
I
to England and
when
you
I go
won't
to
have
a
the same
deli,
freedom of speech there, because there is no country on
a
earth
deli
that pursues
bodega,
it the way we do here in the United States. And
I can just say
Democrats
chop
and
without the
socialists
cheese, and it won't
communists,
sound
they're
silly.
all hugging each other in right
Just
now
like
to try
when
and
I'm in
win power
Philly,
in this
because I
country.
used to live in
Want
Philly.
to try
I could just
and
say a
take that out. They
Philly
think that
steak,
the
no
government
cheese.
decides how you live your life. I know I live my life because of God and the freedoms.
But
that
I
we
really
give
want to
this
try a
country
chopped
protected every
cheese.
day, not because Congress says I can.
Although I've even heard New Yorkers say the Philly cheesesteak is better than the chopped cheese, but I still want to try both.
Look at the facts. What Mamdani
And I've
is
had-
pushing towards is not something
and
like
I've had,
Cuba, it's more like something towards Finland. where they look
hamburger
at
subs, but a hamburger sub
and
isn't the
also
same as a
states where
chopped
Americans,
as a
we
as a
implemented
chopped
programs like
cheese
Medicaid
because
and Medicare to take
they
care of
don't
people that fall on terrible times.
they
We look
don't
at the census and say,
you know,
when
chop
10%
up
of
the
people
burger
in
meat.
America live below the poverty
It's just
line,
like
we won't just let them go to the wayside and
the
forget about
hamburger
people that are falling on the hardest times in their lives. So when you have people like Mom
steaks
Donnie who understand
put on the
how
bread,
important private
usually like
business is, but also
3 or 4
work
of
on
them,
specific
whatever,
government accountability and ask
you
that no
know, and
vulnerable
it's
people
made
don't
like
be
a and it's
forgotten.
basically made
People
like a
who can't
hoagie.
afford childcare in New York have childcare at least for a year.
Also,
when we
like
figure this thing
another
out, so that
difference
people
with
can have a
the
good life for their kid, which
between
starts with education. When we
the
talk
Philly
about
steak
affordability and telling people that housing
and the
is being
chopped
taken
cheese
care of,
is
and that
the
tenants should
chopped
not have
cheese
lease all over their
is
mouse
usually
all over their
like
houses, and all these things that slumlords were
you know,
doing and holding
the
them
the,
accountable. I think when you look at
the
the
meat,
actual
the
policies that Brad
onions,
Lander, Claire Valdez, and Daria Lisa are
ketchup,
running on, these
mayo,
are all the same.
and
We're going
lettuce
to
and
reduce
tomato.
deportation. So
That
America,
so that's not like a tradition. That's the traditional chopped cheese, whereas the traditional Philly steak is just
let me finish.
cheese,
The
onions,
country feels uncomfortable
cheese,
with the
onions,
way that
and
immigration
ketchup.
reform was implemented by the
And the
administration.
cheese
They
can either
wanted
be
immigration
cheese
reform.
whiz
They don't like the way it's implemented. These people are campaigning on
or
a
like
different way
maybe like
forward. And so even if you don't believe about their most extreme version, which is the Daria Lisa, who's the only
not
one
mozzarella,
saying
but
no
It
deportations,
starts
the
with a
other
P.
two,
I
Brad
forgot.
Lander and Claire Valdez, are not saying that. And so when we talk about
But they are
everybody
trying to
getting,
abolishing
when we
ICE.
get to, when we get, no,
So
we
yeah,
talk,
the
no,
Philly steak
that's
sandwich is
Daria
better.
Lisa saying
So
that.
you really think
That's
this,
Daria
the
Lisa
Philly
saying
steak is better? I mean, because I haven't had to
that.
to
Claire
compare.
Valdez,
But
so
did you see the breakdown in the votes here of how this actually broke down for most of these? It is
But you know,
white,
next time I go to New York, I'll
college-educated,
get one.
and young voters.
You know,
This is
that's
not
if it's allowed. If
this is
Mondani
not a
doesn't.
low-income group.
Let
This
me
is
stop.
not the group that these Democrats
I was gonna
say
say
they're
I
trying to
can't get,
represent.
you know,
White,
it's
college-educated, high earners
beef, so I guess
being
you
the
can still
votes that
have
carried
a
these
chopped
Democrat
cheese
socialists through
in New York because it doesn't have pork in it. But anything with pork in it, it's gonna be haram. You won't be able to get pepperoni and sausage on your pizza anymore in the Mondani. It's haram.
But I think also this race is also about a lot more when you talk about
You have to
who
get
won
up
the
5
race.
o'clock in
A
the
lot of
morning to
money
pray
was poured
before you
into this
go
race,
for a
specifically by
jog.
groups that
I
are
mean,
backing
I'm
pushing
joking.
causes for Israel, when obviously these candidates think that we should be sending less money to Israel, just like a lot of folks in MAGA think. And also a lot of money is poured into
Then also,
more than
then you got
7
different
sides
versions,
for AI.
different
And
types
they're
of
thinking that
subs
we need to
throughout
monitor
the
AI.
country.
For the reasons
So you
that I
know,
put
down
forth,
in
that we would
Louisiana
protect kids
and
more,
New
we see
Orleans,
all
you
the
have the
lawsuits.
po'
These
boy.
are also things that these candidates were talking about
Out
fighting
in
directly against.
Massachusetts,
But
you
there's
have
big
the
money, like big tech companies that want
what
no
they call it,
oversight
the
on these things. And New York has put forth oversight already.
There was one candidate who did run to try and rein in AI, and
I can't remember it.
try and stifle
It's
that in the United States. What happened?
but it's basically like a hoagie.
Right, but also protect me. He used to work for Palantir.
And in Jersey, sometimes they just say subs instead of hoagies.
Would know better than.
Then he should know better than absolutely
Then I forgot
anybody
what part of
else
the country they do
that
the
when you
French dip.
stifle AI innovation in the United States, you know where
Then
it
you know, of
goes?
course,
It's gonna go to
in
China. It's gonna
South
go to the
Florida,
other
Miami, they
countries that
got
are adversaries that are
the
in this
hot
AI
Cuban
fight.
sandwich.
We need to be AI dominant in the U.S. We need to make sure we
Not
protect
at the
that.
expense of Americans. We need to also
You
make
and
sure
I
we're
are
protecting Americans.
Right. Nobody's counter arguing that, and I don't know why that is the counter argument here. No one is saying we shouldn't protect Americans, but what he is offering instead of protecting Americans is absolutism to try and stop AI innovation versus saying we need to be smart and competitive. Instead, he's just saying we shouldn't be competitive because AI is the big boogeyman, and that's how he's getting his outside money, is trying to be anti. So, like, let's not act like this is some.
No, I wrote about this from one of my lenses earlier this week. What he's saying is that we need more oversight, and he specifically is pushing things that would require fines within like 72 days if people don't comply with specific protection of children and people online. He had an ad running about a family who lost their son after AI finally gave in after multiple attempts and said, you know what, maybe
Hoagie,
this is
what you listening to?
end your life. And they ended their life.
Rising the Hill.
But there's a difference between concerns and regulations.
I'm watching it on
and trying
YouTube.
to stifle and stop AI innovation, and that's certainly more what he was doing than just protecting young.
That's the line that the tech companies are saying. The same tech companies that are saying, we did an independent investigation to make sure your water is not brown. We paid for it. We're Meta, and everything looks good. And then you see people.
Since you know I don't get too much reactions in the chat room, I decided during my live streams I'll just watch stuff on YouTube and react to it as I'm watching it
White, wealthy in New York are the ones talking. Are those
to
the
fill
voices you really
the
want to be listening
gap.
to? Because those are the voters that broke hardest for the Democrat Socialists. Are the white, college-educated, wealthy in New York? Is that the voice that should be leading it? It's very Tom Steyer. I'm going to tax.
No, it's not a podcast. Rising the Hill is the news.
Hypocrisy of the left on display.
You must be watching that Boomer News. No, like, Rising the Hill is part of News Nation.
They're trying to bankrupt the nation so
it's
that they feel
pretty
better about
popular,
themselves and
like
their wealth
news
versus actually getting off their hind
on
end and putting some work
YouTube.
in to make their community
And they
better.
also
Go around and look at the communities and the people that have been affected by the
they do
policies
have a
that Trump
podcast
is
version of
will
it
implement in the next few months.
if you want to
And
see
think
that,
about
but
what they feel.
most
And so
people just
even if white
watch
people or
this
rich
when they're
people or
on
college
YouTube,
educated people
usually on their
voted to get
TV,
those policies or
like
people
I'm
in
doing.
place, if we're helping 1,000 kids get free childcare next month, that's really helpful. As a mom, I can say that would be really helpful if I couldn't afford it. You still want your kid to have
Because
good
I mean,
education, you still want to be able
only
to work and
people,
pursue this American dream. I mean, I think that
like I said, I don't think
making sure we
anyone
live in a
under
comfortable space
50
and
still
tenants that
watches
are millionaires,
CNN,
billionaires are taking care of the properties they
Fox
own is a
News,
requirement. I think being able to
MSNBC.
get from place to place safely
Like,
is a requirement.
you can
It's
literally
all
look
things
at
that Mom Donna's putting
at their
forefront.
analytics.
Affordability, making it a priority. And so I
If
just don't understand why
with the
we're
Nielsen,
so
I think
critical about somebody
their
whose
Nielsen
policies
ratings or
are
whatever, and
affecting
you'll
people
see
in a good
there's
way,
no one
even if
under
we think that
50
maybe we're
watching
overspending. We're overspending on war
cable
right
news
now.
anymore.
Billions of dollars, and no one's complaining.
Zoran Mondani believes that America is the problem, not the solution.
Elections in New York.
The difference between the
I didn't really follow the elections in New York. I know some really radical leftist chick that hates America won the Democratic primary. Other than that, I don't know anything that's going on in New York.
That this country should apologize for its greatness and should apologize. And that's antithetical. And
Like after Mondani won the election, I just stopped caring about New York. I'm like, no, you know, nothing against you or other New Yorkers, but I'm like, after they elected Mondani, y'all can have that because I wouldn't live there anymore. I'm not living under a mayor that's a freaking socialist. Nah, I'm good. A Muslim socialist getting elected as mayor of New York. Like people completely thought, I guess people completely forgot about 2001, 9/11. So nah, I'm good. I'm good on New York now. I'll come visit, but any ideas of me moving there like I wanted to do after college is gone. I'll just visit, you know, come to Manhattan, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, maybe hit up Jollibee's down in downtown. That's about it. I wouldn't want to live there anymore.
And it's really about something much
These are
bigger.
not my cup of tea.
The Times argues that these women, their pregnancy,
Yeah,
their
I mean,
clothing, even the image they project, have become part
I
of
see
what
why people
calls
like
the
him because
Trump
he's charming,
administration's, quote,
but
family
still,
and fertility
a
plan.
trust fund baby
From the story,
socialist
together, the women have
who's a
created
Muslim immigrant
notably consistent and
got elected
somewhat
mayor.
paradigm-shifting
That's
picture of the
crazy.
White House's family and fertility platform, end quote. The article even compares these women to the bare-chested UFC fighters who recently surrounded President Trump. Quote, if these bare-chested
And got elected in a city that has the highest number of billionaires per capita than anywhere else in the entire world.
Flag Day were the poster guys for MAGA's image of masculinity. Then the pregnant women of
Like
Trump world
in Manhattan, you could just walk down the city. I mean, just you could just walk around Midtown and you'll bump into a millionaire and wouldn't even know it.
An image of idealized womanhood that gives literal shape to the pronatalist.
And if they're not billionaire, they're definitely a millionaire or
This
multi-millionaire.
isn't just an article about 3 women expecting children. It's an argument that their pregnancy, their wardrobes, and even their public appearances have become
And a bunch of millionaires and billionaires elected a socialist.
The well-known and what they're wearing, but this isn't that. This is a make-believe lens to try and say what
So don't you think it's Mayor Adams? Don't you think it's Mayor Adams cause people to change?
The article asks readers to see these women not primarily as individuals.
I don't think so. I think what it was is the choice was between Mondani and former governor
These aren't anonymous
Cuomo for mayor.
Sue Chavance is a Yale law graduate and former Supreme Court.
So
Caroline
people
Leavitt,
hated Cuomo
the
so much
youngest White House press
that
secretary in
I think
history.
that's what got people to vote for Mondani. They was like, I'm not voting for Cuomo. So instead of Cuomo, it's like, all right, we'll try this new guy out, see what he does.
Built families and are doing both at the same
I think a
time.
lot of people voted for
Yet,
Mondani just because they were
those
voting against Cuomo.
accomplishments become secondary to what their pregnancies supposedly represent politically.
I don't.
That says something.
I don't
Not
think
about them,
Mayor
but
Adams
about
had
what
much
the
to
media
do with
wants
it
you to believe.
because they're
Or
both
more specifically,
Democrats.
about the lens through which some of our most influential media institutions now view conservative women. Which brings me back to my favorite part of this story. Usha Vance's response. She didn't issue a lengthy statement. She didn't call the reporters' names. She didn't demand an apology. Instead, she posted the actual receipt to her dress worn in a recent Father's Day special video. And listen, I love a frugal queen. Her response was funny, but it was also devastating. Because the New York Times saw a political manifesto. Usha Vance saw Salerac. The Times saw ideology. She saw Old Navy. And maybe that's because most American women don't wake up wondering what message their maternity clothes are sending. They buy what fits. They buy what's comfortable. They buy what they can afford. And that's called life. And that's why I think this story is so revealing. Somewhere along the way, elite political journalism stopped.
When did Republican snow bunnies become hot?
Explaining them.
This is new. When I was in my teens and 20s, like white Republican women were not this hot. Like
everything has to symbolize something.
I guess it's because liberal white women now have like purple hair, septum piercings, and are fat. But now, if you want to like look feminine and fit, you actually have to be like conservative or Republican nowadays. But I don't remember Republican women being hot back in the 90s.
If you want to argue that women like Usha Vance, Caroline Levitt, and Katie Miller represent a step backward for America,
but that's probably because I was.
then you'd put your big girl pants on and make that argument directly.
But she can get it.
Don't dress it up as fashion coverage and pretend you're writing about maternity style, because that's not what the story is about. It's an argument about what Republican women represent. The irony is that while
Some Adams didn't do anything for the city. That's nothing new. That's a lot of politicians.
$8.75 Old Navy receipt. Perhaps the most revealing thing about this entire story isn't what she chose to wear. It's that one of the most
sometimes it's better to have a politician that does nothing for the city than tries to do too much in a way that is corrosive.
I love you, Aaron, but I'm not going for this.
I prefer a politician that does nothing, that does potentially corrosive things in their administration.
Make improvements on a day-to-day basis. I love what I do at a skilled nursing
But like I said,
facility.
I'm not crying.
New York is going to have a real world test of, far left leaning policies and see how it goes. But, I mean, you can look at it. People are fleeing blue cities like New York and LA and San Francisco and going to more rural red states and red cities. People are fleeing LA and San Francisco and Seattle and New York.
You know that every single thing that most people do at that high level
and going to places like Texas and Florida.
You think these pregnancies are?
No, not the pregnancy itself, but the way you dress, the way you act, who comes up the plane first, it's all organized. And you know that that's the case. And so when somebody says, you look at
someone's on some gay shit,
which this article argued that she used to wear very loose fitting. They showed an example of some of the influencers wearing loose fitting stuff. And Caroline Levitt and other people going to major events and wearing more form-fitting pregnancy clothes. It's not about a critique of them being pregnant. It's an intentional look at when you see this administration this administration is embracing pregnancy publicly and intentionally and promoting higher birth rates across the country, traditional family structures at every single
major. But yeah, I'll admit Mayor Adams was a self-serving politician. But like I said,
well, then there's an intentional.
He is the norm.
When I was pregnant, I wore.
That's a flowy dress.
Yes, but it's still.
She's pregnant.
These dresses were like starting up here and looking like a teepee. I'm just telling you, there's a distinct difference. And so when a reporter is analyzing attire and fashion and also what the political message is, that's not an odd story. That's not a political hit piece. To me, that's actually a reporter doing what people mostly do. I mean, we talked about Michelle Obama wearing her arms out. We talked about President Obama wearing a tan suit.
Which I think was a stupid.
Yes, we talked about that. We talked about Hillary Clinton endless pantsuits. I mean, it covered her
was fucking ridiculous. Seeing all these white politicians with dashikis on.
Fetterman wearing a hoodie all the time. We talk about Tim
Political
Walz
statement
looking like a
she's
dad.
trying to make here isn't about their clothes. It is about the fact that these are Republican women and they are trying to other them. If you really think that there is some ideological message that's being pushed, how about the fact that these are 3 married women who are of fertile age and having children at the same time while succeeding in their careers? How about that be the argument? Instead, what she's trying to argue here is that, oh, well, they're trying to make such a show of it. Republicans, oh my gosh, their stomachs, they always like these tight clothes. Or these are pregnant women who are wearing that makes them comfortable. And what she's trying to argue here, which is what I actually believe, and a lot of Republican and conservative women do actually believe this, having read that piece and having seen the responses that have come out on this, is that what they're trying to argue here is that Republicans are Stone Age relics. Look at all these pregnant women. No, I don't think it is, and neither do the women of my party and who are living this and who have to read things like this time after time, day after day, that come after us for what? She's pregnant. How is she going to hide that? She's not. She's pregnant. And what are they doing? They're trying to say we are a stone cold relic and we're going to drag these women barefoot back into the kitchen to do what they should be doing. Make the argument if you want to make that.
I hate that together.
No, Republicans do that. We see that because why are they criticizing? Like Usha, she's wearing a stretchy, comfortable dress. Like why are we? No, what you're trying to argue here is, yeah, they don't care that she's wearing an 875 dress because in fact, if they had done the homework and saw that, they probably would have said, oh my gosh, how great. Look at how good that is. Man, how relatable it is that the first lady got a dress on a discount because she's living like the regular, like everyday American.
Second lady, not first lady.
Instead, they're
But
trying
you're right.
to other her for showing her stomach because she's a Republican and isn't the subtle messaging there that Republicans don't think that women should have the
I
same
believe
opportunity.
a few years ago, and she was mentioning how, I think I'm done as far as children.
Now, isn't
And
it
she
cool that
mentioned
the
also, years later when
so
somebody
you know the
followed
vice president,
that,
so
Charlie
they don't
Kirk's
get
wife
to,
actually
they're not in the White
somebody
House.
inspired her.
Their home is the U.S. Naval Observatory
But Charlie Kirk's wife is
in D.C.
directly associated.
That was
with
surprising when I
organizations
found that
very
out like
political, and so
20
some of the
something,
issues
like
that they inspired at Turning Points conventions this
like
week
what
were talking about
24 years ago, something like that.
So
I
that's
was like, what?
intentional
I was like, they live in a naval observatory. I was like, what's up with that?
Attached to somebody that pushes that messaging.
But it's
Why
pretty
would you not
cool.
connect the dots? It's not a bad thing. Have as many children as you like. But for somebody to be in the New York Times to connect that
But
dot
you never
is
hear
also a hit piece.
but you never see people like wanting to go tour where the vice president lives, or hearing about what's inside and whether they update
They
it
tell you have sex
every once in a while. You never really hear too much about it.
But it's not. It's hard to get pregnant, and I'm working on it, and I would love to have a child. And so I want to celebrate the fact that we are looking at a White House full of growing families, full of children, full of the next generation of Americans. But that's not the lens. And she's trying to use this fashion argument to say, oh, this pro-natalist, MAGA, MAHA, lady movement so that women go back to making all the kids and going back to what they used to
said no
do.
why.
That's the subtle argument they're making here. And the dig they take at Republicans every time. And we have to stand up for ourselves and say, no, that's not the truth.
Bush's husband, J.D. Vance, and he's apologized for this, so I'll give him credit where it's due when you realize you want to come for some nonsense that you say. But the cat lady's comment is like that's the antithesis to somebody who has multiple babies. We cannot condemn women for not also wanting to have babies. I understand the birth rate went down, but if women don't want to have babies, then that's okay.
Right, but I don't think that's why. But I don't think
Okay,
that's,
but if you
whoa, nobody says this is handmaid's
No,
tale.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So, if J.D. Vance used the opposite to criticize this article is like women are cat ladies that are not having babies
But he
because they're too
apologized,
liberal.
and he has.
But that's what her husband's stance has been historically.
And it's not
And he
anymore.
apologized for it. So if we say that the party's messaging has specifically been have babies or you're a cat lady and it's changed since then, that's fine. But that's what the man said. And so you have to understand why. But you have to understand why people are so critical of the messaging, like have babies, because some people actually don't want to. Some people cannot get to do it.
You know why you talking about when I was referring to where the vice president residence is a naval observatory? That's like not too many people know about it. It's called #1 Observatory Circle.
Why this messaging is being pushed so much? It's bad to tell them.
But it's literally a naval observatory.
It's not about the 3 women that have babies. It's about the idea that the Republican Party is insistent.
It's like, I think it's actually a few miles from the White House. So it's like, they're like within walking distance, although I'm pretty sure the vice president doesn't walk to the White House.
It is about the fact that Republicans believe in the nuclear family, that Republicans believe that there should be more American children, that we do believe in the family, that we believe that women should have children, and we believe that only women can have children. in this country. No man can give birth. It is only a person with a uterus.
But I've
But
never seen what it
all
looks
of that
like.
to say, you're
Looking at
making the
trying to
exact
find an
argument
image of
I'm
it
saying.
now.
It was a lens to try and cover up for what
Oh,
they
it's
really want to say,
nice.
which is that Republicans really
It
believe
just
in
it looks like an
having
old
and having kids,
like
and those
colonial
traditional
style
American values
mansion,
that you
which
as
is
women are gonna
exactly
get
what
a
it
better
is
position. This is
actually.
exactly what I
The
was
New
saying,
York
and you
Times,
made the point.
no, the New York Times to me was a nuanced and balanced article. They quoted a lot of people that said this is a rise up, a celebration of womanhood, a celebration of motherhood. Like there were several people that were backing up Usha and the other Caroline Levitt, other pregnant women in the article saying the Republican Party is doing
Arguably,
something for society.
it's nicer than the White House.
Through someone's lens that's only criticizing this push for
But I guess whereas the
every
vice
time
president has like this
because
colonial
of
mansion, the White
for
House is
believing
more
in a
of like
nuclear
this
family. Children
neo
have a higher success rate with two parents in the household.
neo-Roman
That is a statistical fact. It's not an
sort of
anomaly. It's a stone cold
structure.
fact. Children do better in their
Neo
outcomes with two
Greco-Roman
parents in the household.
sort of
And having more
thing.
kids when we're in a population decline across the globe, but here in the United States, is not a bad thing to encourage families. In fact, it makes communities better, right? It takes a village to raise a child. We hear that all the time. It takes family. It takes people around you. You want more of that and less single parenthood. But you know what? If there are more children and there are people who do want to have kids alone, I encourage that as well. Build your family how you want to build it, but there is nothing wrong with being a Republican and believing that the lens they put on this story was them trying to critique us for believing in families and believing in having children. If that's the argument she wanted to make, she should have made it. And she might have had other voices in the story because you have to, because if not, then it is really a fully political, there's just pure hit piece. That doesn't give her that doesn't absolve her from what that story is actually trying to say, which is that Republicans are Stone Age relics who believe in this. And
I would just say I have genuine empathy if Republican women truly feel like they're constantly attacked for wanting to enhance their family or expand their family. To me, that's why.
That's
but
what
I also have empathy for the idea that nuance and growth in our society has caused more women to empower themselves and want to have kids later in life. And maybe there should be a balance with explaining what comes with those decisions, right? A lot of people haven't been able to have kids later in life. And so I think there's a lot to this conversation, but I also think when we talk about it,
Are they working on building the ballroom? I don't.
Because the men of the
I think they already did that. Like I think he expanded the ballroom, but he did it with private money. So
well,
I don't have a problem with it because the White House has always
this will continue. This
had
will not go
different
away. All right.
updates
Republicans
by
are
previous
continuing their
presidents.
investigations into Act Blue and demanding documents related to its alleged acceptance
So I think they
of
did.
foreign donations. Let's stick around. The investigation continues of the Democrat-aligned fundraising organization Act Blue, with Republicans in Congress now demanding documents from one of its former legal firms.
The House Judiciary Committee, led by Representative Jim Jordan, sent a letter with its demand to Dana Remus, a lawyer for the law firm Covington and Burling. Remus also served as White House counsel during the Biden administration, and she reportedly sent a memorandum to Act Blue telling them that they could find themselves in legal trouble for accepting foreign donations. The letter sent to Remus
Donations.
the committee wants to see all documents and communications referring to potential fraudulent or illegal political contributions, as well as Act Blue's policy.
I'm gonna do some pull-ups after I finish this and then go to bed.
The committee gives Remus a July 9th deadline to provide the documents in question. According to the New York Post, Covington and Burling has not acted on the letter yet, but is reviewing it.
Isn't there attorney-client privilege here that they're trying
Not
to
if you get a
violate?
subpoena and at a certain point, Congress does have oversight, and this is a political action, so it would fall under those oversight abilities here. But if people need to take a step back and look at Act Blue, it revolutionized donations for political campaigns.
Donations.
And it has brought in a tremendous amount of low-dollar donors to Democrats who continue to give and funnel that system. Democrats always had a tremendous more number, generally speaking, of donors because they get a lot of small dollars through Act Blue. Republicans replicated it with WinRed, which is an online, again, they're online processing platforms to make donations easier for people online.
And Act Blue is saying you're not looking at WinRed. Why are you not reviewing them in the same way?
And listen, I believe that if there were any implications of foreign donations and acceptance, the way there has been rampantly with Act Blue, then absolutely. But
I'm tired.
Act
That's
Blue
why
and
I'm
the
getting
Democrats
silly.
were warned by their own legal counsel about the
I want some
potential
pizza
issues of receiving foreign donations.
Mentioning
and did not
pepperoni and
show
stuff like
it
that.
up,
Nah,
and
I actually
continued
want some
to
pizza.
accept and use possibly.
I'm not gonna stay up late to
Finally,
get any
it's,
though.
like, it's a fact, right? This is all being reviewed right now and something that's being.
But I'm gonna creep downstairs and
The
see
acting
if there's something I
CEO,
can
Regina,
fix really fast.
Wallace Jones, we saw her. She pled the fifth on everything.
I'm
She had
sure
no- she pled the fifth on
How was your day?
everything.
It was
found
okay.
wrong.
I didn't
She
do
was like,
anything today. I was supposed to
needs suspicion
hit
for
the
them, but that
stores
needs
and do
the
some
lawyer
other things that I
training
haven't done
to
yet
me.
that
She
I'll
was like,
probably
I'm
do
not answering
tomorrow.
any questions.
I'm sorry, you
At least I got my workout cleaning up. I got my workout done. I did it before. I got it. I started my workout before 5 a.m. So I got to beat the heat because it was already warm. By the time I was up by 4:30, it was already like 70 degrees. I'm like, damn. So I got out the house by 4:45 or maybe a minute later. Hit the pavement, did my road run, came back, stretched out, did some shadow kickboxing, stretched again. I like to stretch I like to stretch twice a day, like 2 times. Because, when you're up in age, you need to stretch more to maintain your flexibility you naturally had when you was 12. On top of that, it just alleviates like athletic the athletic pain that will accompany like working out every day. So I stretch twice during my workouts, and I'll stretch a third time if I do an evening workout as well.
The law. And there does not seem to be any indication. While there's an investigation.
But after this, I think I'm gonna do some pull-ups.
Because they potentially took foreign donations, and foreign interference into U.S. elections is something that Democrats have decried for decades, even though they were the ones who tried to do it. Hello, Hillary Clinton. Let's remember who did the dossier that was not a U.S. citizen, that they used
She's
that
right,
dossier
you know.
to try and take Donald Trump out. We want to talk about foreign
In my
interference
Morgan Freeman
there.
voice.
So Democrats scream about
So I can't make up my mind where to go or what to eat. The heat has me drained. Yeah, same. I lose my appetite when it's hot. I don't know about other people. I lose my appetite when it's hot. I just want to just drink coffee and water all day, like iced coffee or water. But I lose my appetite when it gets hot. That's why I don't know how people are fat in the summer, because I can't eat when it's hot. Obviously, they don't mind, so they gotta get their grub on. Even though when you eat, it makes you hotter because your body is burning off the energy as it's digesting your food. It actually drives up your body temperature. So it's like, how are you fat in the summer?
Subpoenas would.
Okay, so there's still Republicans are asking.
Why is she defending Act Blue? This is what I'm talking about. I can't stand Lindsay. She is a fucking
That we should also ask them about Donald Trump. There are clear indications that even
yeah, me too. I can't eat much. Yeah.
Like, we need to stop
Because my favorite foods tend to be hot, greasy things. Now, I mean, some things I can eat if it's not hot. Like earlier, I just had like I had like 2 tuna sandwiches, so that didn't bother me because I didn't have to cook anything. I didn't even toast the bread. I just ate it without it being toasted. But usually I like the bread toasted. But I didn't want to cook anything, so I just hooked up some tuna, hit it with the Old Bay seasoning, because I'm from Maryland, had to rep the Old Bay with the tuna, threw in some relish and some mayo and some pepper, hooked it up, threw it on some slices of bread, and that was dinner. But I might eat something else before I go to bed.
Obviously, room in his head.
Missy from Brooklyn saying hello. What's up, Missy? What's going on?
In his head. But
say hello to my moderator, Agatha. She's also from New York.
Look, first of all, when I was president, the last thing I had time to do was worry about what somebody said. Somebody said, or what my predecessor did.
That's a lie. That is a lie. He definitely talked about George W. Bush and said he was correcting the things that George W. Bush did. That's a lie. That's a lie. I hope Aaron McGuire goes and gets into him for that one. He did talk about George W. Like, he wasn't obsessed about him, but he did remark on him quite a few times. So yeah, that's not true.
Providers have Norman. Fueled by bad coffee and sack lunches, Norman grinds late into the night. He
Man.
works on Saturdays.
This really made me. Former President Barack Obama was referring to President Trump.
What time is
They're
it,
saying that he
guys?
lives rent-free in
Ooh, it's 9
President's
o'clock.
head. The
So
podcast
after this goes
former
off, I'm
NBA
done.
players Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson asked
Did Missy
Obama why
vanish,
he thinks
Agatha?
Trump
She
was
retracted her
obsessed with
message?
him.
Here's more of what Obama said.
Uh-oh.
If you're doing
Ruh-roh.
your job right, every day
Maybe she
you
returned for a
got
Scooby
5,
snack.
10
No, I'm
things
joking.
that
I'm joking.
are
I'll take a Scooby snack
real
though.
hard. And you have to be constantly focused. The idea that I'd be worrying about somebody who came before and me trying to measure, like, what's he done today? Look, constantly worrying about that is a strange thing to me.
So Obama got older. He
shows
looks
me
like my father,
somebody who's not focused on the American
but a
and
skinnier
the job they're
version of
supposed
him.
to do.
But this is why people accuse me and my father of being like from the islands or somewhere. People claim he's like Dominican. People ask him if he's Dominican or Ethiopian. They don't call me Ethiopian or Dominican, but they do think I'm from. People do be thinking I'm from the islands or somewhere. I always get people saying, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "I'm from Baltimore." Like, what the fuck? I even had a white chick when I was at a DC club. She was like, "Are you black or are you African?" I'm like, "I'm black." I don't know. Agatha, do I give off exotic vibes? Because you being from New York, most people in New York, well, I would say like 70% of the black population in New York are from immigrant communities, either from the Caribbean, Latin America, or Africa. So like only about 30% of people in the black community are actually like foundational black American, right? So do I give off like vibes that I'm from like overseas? Because I don't see it, but I'm always asked that. It also could be because living in Baltimore, I don't have a Baltimore accent. That could also be the thing. I don't talk like someone from Baltimore. But that's because I didn't live in Baltimore all my life. I lived up north. I was originally from Baltimore, lived up north, came back to Baltimore, moved up north again, then settled back in Baltimore, and then lived in the DC suburbs for a while, and back in Baltimore.
What's your obsession with Obama? Like you literally started with him and want to add him into every single conversation just to be better than him, rather than focusing on the task at hand.
Wondering if I was an officer from New York.
Democrats love to say, like, why does Trump respond? It's because Obama keeps going out.
Yeah, I know I don't sound like I'm from Baltimore, but I don't think it's just how I talk. I think like facially I give off something that people think I'm not from here, and I'm like no, I'm just black. Or like I remember when this girl and I went to go vote, like we were coming from college, and like our Black Student Union had organized this event that they would take people to their voting polls, and so people would grab a ride with people who had to vote in the same area. And so I did that with this chick, and afterwards I was like, since you took me to the voting booth, I was like, how about I treat you to something to eat? She was like, cool. I was like, let's get some Caribbean food. And she was like, yeah, all right. Because it was this little Trini spot that I used to love around here. And she was looking at me funny. She's like, is that where you from? I'm like, no, I just like the food. She was like, oh, okay. But I don't see how I give off like Caribbean vibes. But even back in high school, like I had when I moved to the DC suburbs, we was like, are you like, I had people asking, was I from like Barbados when I started hanging, because almost everyone in my neighborhood was Latino. When I used to hang out with some of the Latino guys, people thought I was Dominican or something. I'm like, no, just black.
You know what's hilarious about this? It's never how you react. It's how.
But
someone
I take it as a
reacts.
compliment that I give off like a sort of a international vibe.
He's not better than anybody because he's doing the same thing everybody else is doing. He might be not using the same words, but he's in that messy food fight. And so, you know what? I'm not going to give him any credence or credibility in this.
5123 GJJ says, "Yo, dog, you from the hood, Bed-Stuy?" No, I'm from Baltimore. I've never lived in Bed-Stuy. Haven't even been to Bed-Stuy. I haven't even been to Brooklyn. I mean, I've been to New York, of course, but not like. But like, I was in a BX on my way to Connecticut, and then I was in Manhattan on my way to Philly. So I never really like hung out in New York, much less lived there. So anyway, I'm out, guys. It's late as a mug for me. I'm gonna buy that. I think I might get that for my wife. Make her into a comic book, but don't tell her. Anyway, I'm out, guys. It's late for me. I know a lot of you like to stay up, a bunch of night owls, but I can't do it. So, peace out. Have a great evening. Do whatever you need to beat the heat. And I'm out. Thank you. Thanks, Agatha.